Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We're documenting the journey of amazing entrepreneurs like Kelly Davis, one digital footprint at a time. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing just wonderful. And I noticed that we have a prop here, Taylor. Look, we have the house's coffee over here. This is the amazing Café de Olla here at the office pile, and I heard you had a reaction shot when you had a little bit of sip of that coffee when you were outside.
I did. I was amazed. This is incredible coffee, and I feel like I have not lived till I've tried this coffee. It's fantastic.
This is a paid advertisement by Café de Olla here at the office pile. Thank you very much. Kelly Davis, you're a superstar realtor, man. How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Good. Tell us about what your passion is, what you do with real estate.
Well, I help people achieve the dream of American.
Don't be nervous.
Oh, sorry. Can we cut?
No, we cannot cut, man. This is good. This thing will disappear in 3 seconds. Boom, gone.
I help people achieve the American dream of home ownership. So I assist them with their needs. I find out, I just kind of get to know them. I build relationships with people. I listen and very attentive to what they're looking for, and I help them make that process happen from start to finish.
Is the process of home buying, though, gotten a little bit harder than it was? I mean, not so long ago, it was so easy to buy a house. 2005, 2006. You get the mirror test. If you are alive and breathing, you buy a house, right? But now it's a little bit more difficult, is it?
I would say, the government did step in and kind of tighten up the standards,
Right.
put in a little bit more regulation, and it gave that perception that it is a little bit more difficult to achieve. But it's really not at this point. If you get the right people, and it's absolutely very achievable. It's actually easier than what people might think. And so I do have a lot of knowledge in walking them through that process and just making it very achievable.
And Kelly, this is what I love about you, is because you're talking about something that is very dear to a lot of us entrepreneurs, is the fact that you're talking about knowledge. You're talking about education. And you're walking your clients through this seemingly incomprehensible world of financing, mortgages, house buying, appraisals, mold exposures and square footages and all that. But you have the knowledge to walk these people, your clients, through this process and make it understandable.
That's right. Absolutely, I do. I've got 10 years in the industry of knowledge, and bringing that to the table. It's just really not as hard as what people think. I help them. Like I said, I listen. I'm very attentive, and we just get to what they want. I just kind of narrow it down, and we just kind of make it happen, make it work. I get them in touch with the right people. I've got a lot of connections, a lot of ways of making that happen, and people are very satisfied with my services.
Not only very satisfied, they probably love you, man, and they probably go back to you again and again and again to refer their friends. What is your biggest challenge as you have 10 years in this business? And I know I shouldn't say 2008 because that would probably touch a nerve in you like everybody else, when the prices went down and everything else. But having 10 years in the business gives you certainly a breadth of knowledge and experience. During this time, what would you say would be the hardest thing for you as a realtor? What is the biggest challenge that you have to overcome?
Having to overcome people who are scared, people who are fearful, afraid to get off the fence, afraid they don't qualify. A lot of people have these doubts, or they have these perceptions in their mind about the whole process and about what an ideal home buyer is. And so I think that's the biggest hurdle. It's really about getting to know the client and educating them, and talking about what it really does take, and kind of showing them. If I can give them an example of buyer's breakdown, this is what your monthly payment will be, because that's the main thing people want to know. Well, what's my monthly payment going to be?
Sure.
And so if I can just get in and show them, hey, this is actually more affordable than paying rent. It's actually going to benefit you in the long run. Get the tax benefits. If I can show them the benefit, then they're sold. They're excited. They're enthusiastic, and they're on board.
Is there an ideal client that you're looking for?
The ideal client, I'll work with anybody. So the ideal client for me is just someone who's responsive, someone who will get what I ask for, and because we do have time frames. I mean, people, obviously there's a lot of working parts in the real estate transaction. We're trying to close on time, and so if people, my ideal client is the one who's very responsive,
Yep.
gives me what we ask for, what the lender asks for. That's the ideal client.
In addition to being knowledgeable in the industry with all this 10 years of experience, do you find yourself educate? I mean, do you find that you need to keep up all the time with the industry changes and so forth? And is that a challenge for you? Going to the seminar over here to learn a little bit more about appraisals, knowing a little bit more about financing. Maybe there's a new financing product that comes up. You don't stop learning.
That's right. That's true. The industry itself is so dynamic. It's ever changing. And so I do just kind of stay abreast. I read up on it, just staying up in tune with the market, what's going on. And I don't find that it's difficult, no, because I love it. It's my passion.
What areas do you concentrate on?
Residential real estate.
Residential in what neighborhoods here in Phoenix?
East Valley.
East Valley. Prior to, this show is about entrepreneurship, so prior to 2006 when you got into the business, what did you do? Did you work for corporate America? Did you?
I did. I was in corporate America. I was in banking and financial services.
How was that experience? I mean, going from that banking experience to Realtor, what was it that, made you go, all right, I gotta quit this 9 to 5 and go into the business for myself?
Right. It was just, for me, it's about people and those relationships and kind of getting out from behind the desk and getting outside and just, I don't like being boxed in. And so for me, it was just being able to go out and just meet new people, branch out, make greater connections. And I found that it's been very rewarding. It's very fulfilling.
But going from corporate American in the banking business in 2006, jumping onto what a lot of people didn't see coming, which was, an abysmal period for real estate in the United States. Did you see it coming, or, 2006 was just not it was kind of like the top of the top of the top of the market, right? Right,
it was.
What made you say, well, I'm going to go here to real estate?
Just the excitement, I guess, just the rush, just get in and jump in and do it and just join the bandwagon and get on board.
So when the market crashes, real estate is not perhaps what you thought it was going to be. How did you deal with it?
You just adjust, you just adapt. You do what you need to do to make it work and make business work for you. You have to be open to change and adaptive, and so that's what I did.
Were you sweating a lot, with sleepless nights? You're going, oh my God, what did I get myself into? Maybe I should go back to banking.
Yes, absolutely.
How did you deal with that? Physically, it took a toll for a lot of people, and physically, emotionally, took a toll. How did you deal with it? Other than just adapting, because it's naturally you did, but physically, an entrepreneur that is going through difficult times right now would probably want to hear, how did you deal with that stress?
Just staying positive, reading, and just staying rooted and grounded in faith, and just believing that that this is all just a matter of a cycle, that it will change, and this too shall pass, and things will get better. And the market is always up and down, so just staying positive, just keeping that great energy going.
You took a long-term view, obviously, because if you just say, you know what, this is not for me, I'm going to get out, then that was the end of that.
Right,
but
absolutely.
You stuck with it.
Certainly did.
Because you're a superstar, man. A superstar reel from the East Valley. What's the best advice that you would give somebody that is thinking about getting into the business of real estate right now, for instance? What would be the best advice to give?
The best advice would be just to work hard. Just think about it, and think about in terms of, the client's going to be number one, and you're going to have to be able to put yourself aside. And really, you have to think about, you're going to be on call. It's a 24-hour job. And it's really competitive. It's super competitive. You've got to be quick and on your feet. And you've got to have the hustle. You got to really want it. You got to go after it. And so I don't know. It's got a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of giving and not getting much back. It's just perseverance. It's I don't know. It
You
takes
have
a
so
special
much-
person.
You have so much energy, and you're that special person, and with education, perseverance, and a lot of entrepreneurs are getting into the real estate business think that, oh my goodness, I'm going to sell my first house, and this is very easy, and I'm just going to sit back and wait for clients to come in. But it doesn't happen that way, does it?
Right, it doesn't. No, you got to really get out and let everybody know who you are. Let everybody know what you do. People forget, even people within your sphere of influence or circle of friends and family, they forget. And so you have to constantly remind them, hey, I'm in the business. I'm in the business.
Kelly Davis is in the real estate business, a guest of Entrepreneurs in Fuego, who enjoyed our Café de Olla. See, this is the last promo for the Café de Olla right here. I wish I would have had a reaction of how you. Maybe we'll film it and we'll embed it somewhere in here.
Right.
But with that, man, we really respect what you do and appreciate it. You just got so much energy, perseverance. You're like a person. If I were your client, I know that I am in the best hands, because I know that you're not going to drop the ball.
Absolutely.
I just get that feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. Work very hard.
Awesome.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
with that, we're out.